Today we will introduce how to select the suitable water purification system for your lab. We will follow strictly a principle, not the best, but the most suitable. We will always follow this principle. Before we choose the system, first we need to be clearly know the consumable of the water amount in our lab. So we need to choose the capacity of the water purification system. Two parameters will be considered about. First is the water consumed capacity. Second is the continual working permission of the instrument. Based on these two, we can calculate the capacity of the water purification system. We will still follow the most suitable but not the biggest to save the cost and also forbid wastewater. In our case, we estimate consumed amount is 20 liter per day, so we select a capacity 10 liter per hour for the continuously working permission of our water purification system. There's another thing you need to be considered is whether you need to install water tank or not. If you need the big water flow immediately after you turn on the instrument, you can choose water tank. So water tank is not compulsory. Whether installed water tank or not will be dependent on your require of the water flow. After we clearly about the capacity of the purification system, then we will be clearly what the level of the pure water we need our instrument to be provided. To choose the suitable purity of the water, we will follow the application area of our application. We will check whether we will reach type 1 or type 2 or type 3. So we don't need to choose very high level water if our application is in lower grade. Here is a table to guide you how to choose the suitable type. You will check about what types of application area from this table to select the most suitable type of your water purification system. If like in general lab use, we recommend you choose the pure water that can reach the standard level to type 2. If you want only read the clean glassware or prepare medium for lab, type 3 is more than enough. Unless you're going very high standard analytical requires, you choose type 1, like ICP mass, like HPLC, like tissue culture. After we clearly about our water capacity and the purification lecture, we will come to pay attention what's the parameter we need to be considered when we have an instrument description put in front of. First, we check about the conductivity and the resistivity to see whether it's reached to our standard required level. And we pay attention to TOC if you research related organic. And we pay attention to the bacterial level if your research related with biology. And also we need to be considered whether we need to install pre-treatment based on our inlet water quality. So we need to clearly know about our water quality in our piping water, like hardness, like TDS. We must be clear. If our water quality is low, we need to install extra pre-treatment to longer our life of the water purification system. Still, we will be follow the best, the suitable, but not the best. There's a water standard table to guide us to choose which is fit for the type we required. You pay attention to the conductivity or the resistivity. These two are same. If you are familiar with conductivity, you go conductivity. And if you are not familiar with conductivity, you pay attention to resistivity. When you apply the water purification system, you'll be clear whether it's time for you to replace the purification filling materials or the rings or the purification column. You pay attention to the resistivity or the conductivity parameters, whether it's still in the range of the water type you required. If it has been over the range of your type required, you have to renew your filling materials. Pay attention to the TOC, pay attention to the bacterial. This is the basic standard level required for the type of the water based on ASTM standard. But if you require for TOC is higher, you follow your own parameter needed. You don't need to see, oh, it's reached to type 1, so I can use. No, it's always follow the requirement of your experiment. We must make sure all the parameter is service for our experimental requirement. Then come to choose very clearly about all the parameters, and we go to the description. We choose the suitable water purification system. At this time, we need to know what types of apparatus need to be installed inside. That only 100% can be reached to our water purification target. That means the pure water instrument we selected is a real one that can reach to our target, but not a fake one. So we be clearly about the impurity removal percentage, like the RO. Impurity removal percentage is averagely is about 90 to 95%. So if we need the TDS to be going to 1 for high ultra pure standard, we recommend we can install 2 RO. Then we can longer our life for the ion exchange part. And if your requirement is only type 3, you install 2 RO will be already enough for the type 3 water requirement. So we will be paying attention to what the pre-treatment of your instrument installed, how many RO column was there, is there any extra column before the RO, and how many ion exchange rings was installed in the column, because the final conductivity and resistivity and the life of the ultra pure water was controlled by the refilling quantity. So if the filling amount is bigger, we can use longer, and in later we can, when we come to the replacing stage, we can also fill in more in the column itself and be 100% fit for our target requirement. Then if you have the requirement for the bacteria, you pay attention, there should be have a UV lamp installed, either 1 or 2, or else what's the wavelength of the UV lamp installed? Is there any 2 wavelength range of the UV lamp being installed to fit for your TOC and microbes required? Coming follow several recommended of our installation apparatus based on the water purity required. If your resistivity required is higher or equal 15 megaohm centimeter, then you install 4 pre-treatment, 1 RO, and 1 ion exchange. Then the water will be qualified to reach this level. If you need ultra pure, the resistance resistivity much higher than 18. It means this is a type 1. At the same time, this type 1 you will use for organic related research. You install an organic removal column, and also you have it controlled bacterial with UV. So at this time, you install with pretreatment, RO, UV, organic removal, and ion exchange column. This after the water comes, it will be suitable for HPLC, PCR, DNA, and other related analysis. If your research is more related with inorganic related research, we will recommend you install 2 RO with UV with ion exchange. Then this will be still reach to the same level as resistivity over 18. The ultra pure water is too pure, so how to store the pure water will become a problem. In our recommendation, we don't recommend you to store the pure water in any container because the water is too pure. Then any component surrounding the storage will leading a contamination to the water, like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and related air in the air, and thus the organic compounds, the microbes, the surroundings will contaminate your water in very sooner time, maybe hours. In hours time, the water level will be changed, not fit for your require anymore. Especially like carbon dioxide in the air will affect the pH value of the water. So if the condition is there, we don't recommend researcher to store the pure water. At the same time, if you have to put the ultra pure water in container for your application, we also need to pay attention to the container materials that we are going to use to forbid leading to error to our application. For example, if we are using most for HPLC, we are very sensitive about the background, so we will not use polymer materials as the containers. We use glassware or the high borosilicate glassware with amber be much better. But if we much more consider about ion content, we cannot use glass at this time because glass will have ion diffusion out to affect our testing result, especially when we have higher require for the ion content, sodium, hydrogen, ions used for mass. We recommend you use Teflon or PE. But all the containers using is not simply washing with cleaners, then filling the water directly. It must be washed properly, then rinse the cleaner away. After that, before we filling the material, we still need to rinse the bottle with ultra pure water. Then we only fill the water in for our experiment. And also, we don't recommend researchers to use water in washing bottle that other researchers filled. If you are using, you need to use in water bottle for some purpose, wash the washing bottle, and don't fill too many in the washing bottle to forbid water waste, and only fill the fresh water in the washing bottle for your application during your experiment. At the same time, you need to pay attention when your instrument is use frequency is not high. We need to wait some time before we start to collect the ultra pure water from our water purification system. If your water purification system is generate ultra pure water every day, so before you use, we recommend at least wait 5 minutes after the ultra pure water was ready. If you water purification system have long time not use, waiting longer time, 50 minutes, 20 minutes, to flushing the system and remove the residues inside the system, then only start to collect the qualified water. This is all. Visit can be help you.